What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of EZPZ Podcast, episode 83. Finally coming back at you with the three musketeers, the three lemon heads, the best three lemon heads that anyone could ever have. So joining me this week, Nick.
What's up, guys?
What up, Nick?
How's it going?
And Trey.
Hey, yo.
Hey, I'm happy to have you guys both on the pod. I've got like this sinusy, crappy thing going on, so pardon my like weird voice if you hear that in my voice. But
pollen levels are up, dude. Watch out.
I don't know what it is. I'm Lydia keeps saying you have allergies. You have allergies. I'm like, no, I don't. No.
I have the same shit. Dude.
I tried to say no too, and I do.
You?
Yeah, no, I didn't have allergies until like 2 years ago.
I hate that, dude. Like that just goes to show you we have a lot more to look forward to as we get older. Jesus.
Arthritis.
I wasn't. Arthritis. I wasn't allergic to like anything growing up except for like dust. Every once in a while, I would like rub my eyes and then get like puffy eyes. My eye would like puff out like to the point where I couldn't see out of it when I was a kid. And I had to take like Benadryl or whatever. But besides that, I was never allergic to anything. Now, if I eat like tomatoes, the top of my roof of my mouth gets like itchy.
Really? Wow.
The pollen is like pretty bad. I've been like kind of congested sporadically throughout the spring and summer. So yeah, getting old sucks.
Yeah, totally. After 25, you start losing more cells than your body's creating, so that's when you start dying. After
Oh my
25.
god!
So
Isn't it like after 23 or 27, your brain's fully formed?
something like that. I don't know that one.
I heard on a podcast recently that they were making the argument that people shouldn't even vote until 30.
I mean, that's
so fucked up.
That is, isn't it?
I don't know. I could see both ways.
Yeah. The older I get, the more I think, yeah, that sounds right.
No, dude. Like, the older you get, the more, like, stuck in your ways and, like, narrow-minded
There's a saying, right? Like, what is it? I forget.
Are you talking about, like, the vote? If when you don't
you're
vote
young,
Democrat, when you're young, you're heartless, and if you don't vote Republican, when you're old, you're stupid?
That's
like,
exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, totally.
I mean, it's kind of real.
Yeah, I mean, I can feel myself I'm not conservative at all. I'm liberal as hell. Especially, so I mean, social issues I'll always be liberal, always.
Yeah.
But when it comes to economics, I'm slowly getting more toward conservative in some ways.
Well, because you're realizing where the money's coming from. It's like
and how it's
when
spent.
You're a kid, you're like, okay, I want everyone to have everything, like a welfare programs. Let's build statues, shit like that. And as you get older, you're like, that shit does not matter. Like, let's save that money for schools and other important shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, we've got a great show for you this week. We're going to be talking about Trey's trip. He just went on an awesome little mini vacation with his girlfriend, Gail. I've got Osheaga coming up next week, going out to Canada. Why do you have so much paint on those pants?
Dude, because I painted a rim. I'm not going to throw out a perfectly good pair of pants over some paint, dude. These are great running shorts.
It makes them, makes them better.
It. I actually have red paint on a couple of my Adidas shorts because of when we painted the porch out here. But first, we're going to be chatting about these Iowa abductions. There's been a huge influx in the last week or two, about 10 to 14 days. And then, obviously, that coincides with human trafficking. So I'll just kick it off with some details about the one abduction that's getting the most media coverage. And, so I guess real quick, there's been 40 abductions in the last 10 to 14 days in just Iowa.
That's missing people.
People.
It's not necessarily abductions.
Good call.
And, like, that hasn't been determined yet. So, like, It's a very, like, the whole viral thing going around on the internet is like a super misleading statistic where it's like it's missing people, and this isn't like a hugely high number right now. It is high, but it's not like crazy abnormal high, and it's for the entire state, so a lot of those are 16-year-olds that just like ran off with their boyfriends and shit.
That's a good point. I guess I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I read something similar. There was like some sort of sociologist or something like that was saying basically the same thing, that it's total just missing people. They're not confirmed abductions or like anything like that. So it could be literally anything. Yeah, a lot of
definitely.
runaways.
My favorite thing about the entire kind of like panic about this was I know all of these like late 20, early 30 ladies posting like, oh, I'm so scared. This is so scary to me. And I'm like, bitch, the people that are missing are like 15-year-old girls. You have nothing to be worried about. You do not fit the profile.
Yeah, would they? I think the youngest one I saw was like 13, and the oldest one was around 30.
The oldest one I saw was 61.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
So
So
it's
exactly, that person wandered off with Alzheimer's or some shit, you know, like...
Maybe. So I mean, it is kind of hitting me in like a weird spot because I have sisters in their early 20s. I mean, there are 20-year-olds, and we'll get into the big one right here. The big story, like I said, getting the most media coverage is Mollie Tibbetts, the University of Iowa student who lives in Brooklyn, Iowa. She went missing middle of July. I guess about a week ago, I guess. And it's just been one of those things where she's like one of those cute young white girls that gets abducted and just blows up. I mean, I saw 100,000 retweets or something crazy online, or 30,000. But either way, it was like a ton on Twitter about her whole situation. She ended up she was like dog sitting for her boyfriend, and she went jogging, and then next thing you know, she just doesn't show up for work the next day. And she ended up sending like one final Snapchat to her boyfriend. Like,
What was that snap? I hadn't heard that
but
yet.
it was before she went, like, it was jogging with her boyfriend's dog or something.
Oh, okay.
But this happened in Brooklyn, Iowa, which is about an hour west of Iowa City. So meaning about an hour east of Des Moines. FBI just recently took over the investigation this last week too, because of all the media coverage, I'm assuming. I mean, why is she getting all this special attention compared to like all these other like 39 missing teenagers?
Well, obviously that's like one of the only ones that's like actually like a suspected abduction. You know what I mean? Like, then that's why she's like the face of all of this, is because she's actually potentially abducted, you know?
Right. And they were saying it's weird for, a woman of her age to go missing like that, without a whole lot of reason why.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if her personality doesn't fit that kind of like erratic behavior that she might run off out of nowhere, you know?
Yeah, a lot of them on the site would say like something about suspected like suicidal or like possible runaway, like stuff like that. Like, she didn't have that type of MO, you know?
A suicidal person usually doesn't post Snapchats of jogging.
I
mean, like,
suicidal people probably need to get more exercise, so they won't.
There you go. True.
Dozens of volunteers canvassed the 1,500 person town of Brooklyn, Iowa, and just before the FBI took over. And then when the FBI comes in, they just like, volunteers stop, because you could just pretty much, they're thinking, I think, that they could ruin their investigation in some sort of way.
I mean, they have the manpower. Why would they need volunteers for that?
Right,
so
trained manpower, yeah. So the hunt continues for Mollie Tibbetts. Really, really just gross, sad, disgusting feeling in my gut when I think about this, because like I said, I have younger sisters. But there are numerous ways to prevent this kind of thing. This has been on the news. I mean, it's almost like the cave situation where it's like on local news anyway. But like I was seeing it all the time whenever I go on break. When the Thailand kids were in the caves,
or
whatever.
Yeah.
And now whenever I go to break, I just hear about this girl, on the local news at least. And so I heard a couple things to prevent this sort of situation from happening. Is if you go to your car and you see something on your windshield, don't get back out of your car to get the thing off the windshield. Would you guys have any idea why?
Well, I've seen that. Like, there's like a warning on like Facebook about that, where they just try to get you to get back out of your car, and that's when they abduct you or something like that.
I don't get why they wouldn't just. Is it to like confirm that you are the person by like?
No, so like you might get in your car like real quick if you see someone chasing after you, and maybe this is like a positioning thing, like where they can get you in like a position to like more easily take you. I don't know. I think that's kind of a dumb piece of advice, honestly. But I mean, if it helps one person, like, I guess it's probably worth it. But
sure.
Yeah, it's definitely good to get the word out that human trafficking and these abductions or these missing persons is just a big thing right now. So.
Yeah, definitely. When you mentioned the FBI was getting involved, I was reading something about they're trying to like track her Fitbit to like see if they can find her location, and they're like trying to get warrants to like access her social media, because like sometimes you'll use like your location when you're on your social media. So
the FBI is always trying to get like stuff from Apple, and they never give them anything.
Really?
I feel like they would in this situation though.
If there's enough what's it called, like social pressure, I think maybe, but they've been like really like what's it called, had a lot of pressure put on them before to do it, and they haven't. So I mean, I'm not sure if they ever have, but
yeah, like I said, I've seen this on all social media, from Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And on Twitter, I saw something kind of gross though. On that tweet, I just wanted to read like some details or like what people may have thought about it on that 30,000 one or whatever retweet. And I saw a couple people on there that are like literally turning this to a Black Lives Matter situation where like she's a white girl, so this is why she's getting all this attention. And I just was like, ew.
Yikes.
How far up your ass can you be?
That's like just something that people do now, is they're like, well, this doesn't apply to me, so how can I take away from this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, people have no... Like, people just need to learn when to not talk. It's like that. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
That's crazy.
That's very gross in my eyes.
Like, so I posted this video that I had like $5 extra on like Facebook ads to like promote some video of me getting a couple Fortnite wins, and this kid like comments on it like, yo, I'm not even a streamer and I've gotten 2 wins in a row. Get the fuck out. And, like laughy faces. I was like, well, you should be proud of yourself, man. Like, but instead you decided to take this low route, and now I think less of you, you know? And like,
was it somebody you know?
No. It was just like some random, you know, like I had like extra ad money to just waste on it or whatever. But anyway, just people on the internet want to take away from anything that you have.
It's like, so easy to devalue actual people when you're not there.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's just like some amalgamous thing or whatever.
Well, kind of the same with like driving by in a car, like when people like yell at people that walk,
road rage and stuff.
It's just like so anonymous that people just don't give a shit that they're like really bringing whoever it is
they got
down.
That little safety net there.
Road rage stems from me from just anxious. I hate driving. Like, it's just anxious.
Well, but you're not like crawling out of your window to yell fag at people because of road rage, you know?
No kidding. Yeah, so this human trafficking, abduction stuff is super scary, and it just brought me back to like just reading about this stuff. Nick, did you have something to say? Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say too. I got interested, and I was have you ever guys looked at Iowa cold cases?
Oh no.
Yeah. So I looked at it. They have like an Iowa cold cases website, and I was looking through it, and there's a lot of cases. It goes back to like 1930, and they have like all these case numbers and all the, you know, statistics on what happened. And there's like quite a few. There was like 70 from 2000 to today, 70 missing persons cases that had never been solved. So I just thought it was kind of interesting. I like that like true crime type of stuff.
Sweet.
And most,
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. And most recently was that one kid. I don't know if you guys remember hearing about him, the Jake Wilson kid. He was the kid that had the mental issues. He went missing a couple months ago.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember hearing about that or not. But yeah, it's just kind of weird, you know, to all those cases that never get solved.
Yeah, 70 missing people in like what, 20 years or something like that. Yeah.
Which I mean, obviously, compared to the whole, you know, population of the state is not like a huge number, but it's still crazy. Like,
well, yeah,
70 families at least.
Right, exactly.
But a lot of that shit I don't think would get solved because like, so say someone like just leaves their family, like it's like some lady that's sick of being a family person moves to New York or whatever, like she could live there for like 10 years and like just like paying her taxes and everything, and that would just never get recorded as solved because the Iowa Police Department isn't gonna like go to New York to just like go to every state, look through records to see who's there. But I don't know, it could be 70 missing people
forever. That was the weird thing too. A lot of them were older people too, like really old people, like 50s, 60s. It's kind of
weird.
I didn't
know that those
people...
50s,
60s now, right? But when they were...
Well, like, their pictures on there, yeah. So, like, whenever that was, that they went missing.
Like, there's people out there that freelance or do it actually for free, where they'll, like, Photoshop or, like, do a prospective view of what they would be, or picture of what they would be at this age now.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's cool.
It's crazy. It's like that you have to make a lot of assumptions, but also you have to have a very keen understanding of like how faces form.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so just kind of piggybacking that, Nick, this brought me back to when I was in the 90s, when on a Saturday afternoon, if I wasn't like out with my friends or at a Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon tournament or something, I'd watch like America's Most Wanted with my dad.
Oh yeah.
I love that shit.
Dude, I loved that show too, with John Walsh.
Yeah.
And it just, my dad was, I mean, he told me early on that this host, because I mean, 1980s it happened, but this host, John Walsh, he created this series in 1988 because his son in 1981 was abducted. His 6-year-old son, Adam Walsh, was abducted. 16 days later, found his severed head was found in a gutter or whatever down the road. Yeah, so it's just, I mean, I knew this stuff, but I just reread it this morning. It was just eerie, disgusting, gross feeling. But some good does come out of this. I mean,
they've
1,000 fugitives have been captured because of that show.
Really? 1,000?
Yeah. 1,000.
How long did that show run?
So the show ran from 1988 till about 2012, I believe. And then in between there, he had other shows that he was working with Fox on, and it just became too much. He's like 75 years old right now.
Yeah.
So he had like the John Walsh show, and then now he actually does, I believe he's still working, which is really, really impressive, and I respect the hell out of it. But he has a show called The Hunt with John Walsh, I believe. So he's just one of the main crimes, I guess I should say, they focused on in that show because of his ties, his personal relationship with abduction was children being abducted. So yeah, very messed up. Always set the tone for a weird Saturday evening. So it's getting worse and worse in Iowa. There's 74 reported cases of actual human trafficking. So going back to what Trey said earlier, these aren't all abductions. These are just missing peoples. But this has grown every single year since 2012 in Iowa. Iowa is just becoming a worse and worse area. And it has to do with the two interstates crossing in Iowa, I believe.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, there's been a lot of stuff like that, especially just with like drug trafficking and just anything, you know. It's a huge
our
way
drugs
to get around.
Suck. How do I get these? Do I just sit at the corner of the interstates like, hey guys, I want to buy your drugs?
Yeah, right. Just sit on the bridge there and
sorry, I'll turn it down
with the sign. That's funny.
But just spread the word, get the word out, read on some blogs to learn how to defend yourself. I mean, anything helps. There's a couple, I was reading this earlier, like how to thwart an abduction attempt. I mean, it's just obvious stuff, but anything can help you. Any little bit of knowledge, anything at all. So like playing it safe, you know, like don't overreact, be attentive. That's another thing I was thinking. Whenever I'm in public, I always have earbuds in. And I'm not attentive at all. I'm just listening to a podcast, Audible. I'm listening to music. So, I mean, obviously I don't have much to worry about. I'm a 28-year-old man.
Dude, what would anyone do with you? I'm sorry. I mean, like, they
gay sex trafficking, dude.
Yeah, but, like, they want little baby kids, dude. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
So now, I guess I have nieces and I have younger sisters, so it just kind of does worry me. In a small way, but forming a plan, always carrying some sort of safety device of some sort, pepper spray. I mean, keys, you can put those in between your fingers. I've done that before.
Yeah, I saw a girl at Warped Tour with those like cat's eye things. Have you seen that?
Yeah, you just
it's
stab
like
people in the eye. It's
well,
like...
yeah, well, essentially, but it's like a little, almost like brass knuckles, but it's just 2 points. And then you like punch someone with it, and then it like holds that person's DNA and the blood in it, and then you can take it to the police or whatever.
Wow. Yeah, that's an interesting. Running away these are all obvious stuff, but it gives you like actual tips. Like when you run, you need to be pushing off very hard. Like that's how you run faster, and that's something people don't know or even think about.
It's just not moving your feet real fast.
No, it's not at all. It's about the force that you have when you can make contact with the ground. And it's also running on the balls of your feet.
Yeah.
Not like your heel. So let's just give some good tips like that. There's a lot of stuff on here. Making a scene. One of my favorite ones here is this making a scene one. Do not scream, actually yell and make demands or inform the abductor like, hey, my dad is the chief of police, even if it's not even true. You're making a very awful mistake. So I think that's pretty interesting. Grab onto people, other people or objects. And it says in this blog that a lot of times people don't even, like, bystanders will just sit there and watch. And it's one of those situations, what's it called? Is there like a syndrome or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Where like if someone's like dying on the ground, everyone's just sitting there like, oh, duh. But somebody has to tell someone to call 911, right?
Yeah.
Someone's having a heart attack, you need to make demands, and just try to inform and tell people to do these things. Fight like your life depended on it, obviously. So a lot of these are obvious, but like I said, with the running and the yelling instead of screaming, there's little things like that. Super helpful. Read up, everybody. Like I said, with that like weird windshield thing, there's a lot of interesting ways that these people are trying to do this. Like it's not only men. They're utilizing women to get men.
Oh,
or
yeah,
to
some
get
of those
other
like
women.
bait and switch type things where the lady's screaming for help or something, and then they're like, "Oh, come back to this van, help me open this van," and like open the van, pull her in.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Exactly. There's women that are helping men, so it's not. Don't only look for a weird looking dude or whatever, like a suspicious dude. It's just super, super messed up. One more thing, real quick, is. So going back to the windshield example, another example is a woman crying on the side of a road that is just like, looks like she, just like you were saying with the van situation, I guess, or like crying in a parking lot next to her car. Don't go up to her and ask her like what's going on specifically. You can just ask from a distance, that kind of situation, because she could be working with another car behind her. Mm-hmm. So it's just...
I was
really
gonna say
weird.
It's not. I don't think it had anything to do with abduction. I think it had something to do with like gangs or like for like gang initiations, like to beat people up. But do you remember the thing about like the seeing like baby carriages on the side of the road, like strollers on the side of the road? Remember hearing about that? There was like a thing. I don't know if it was specifically in Iowa or not, but there were like people that would set up like strollers on the side of the road and like with like fake babies in it or whatever, and then people would be like, what the hell, why is there just a baby on the side of the road? I gotta go help this baby. And then like people would get jumped when they try to, I don't know.
Wow.
It was like a weird thing.
Yeah, so that be attentive thing, I mean, has to do with just noticing who is by that weird situation. I mean, just keep alert, everybody. Be safe. Make sure everybody you know is informed about these missing people.
Sorry, dude. I did not mean to
that was a good point.
Shadow over the whole...
No, that was a good point. But just be informed that, yeah, this young, cute, little white girl, 20-year-old white girl, just got abducted, most likely. FBI is in on this. And this is happening more and more, I believe. So, yeah, everyone be safe. Number one thing is get education out there. I think there's a few other things I read or tips, but... they're escaping me now. I guess there was an instance in May where we did catch, or the Iowa, Des Moines or Altoona police caught somebody at a Flying J trying to like abducted somebody and trying to sell her to like John's out there.
Like really, like just real quick, like a quick like,
so
hey, I got her, and then like bring it to another truck and be like,
well, the story goes that he had a gun, he fired in the air, said, hey, you're following me, you're gonna get in this car. She said okay, because he has a gun that's clearly loaded, at least to the best of her knowledge. She gets in the car, he drives to a Flying J, and he's trying to sell her to a bunch of Johns. Just like, what? And then he gets caught because one of the Johns called it in and describes it, and they find the woman. So that's one of those like happy ending situations. There is another good example too that actually happened really close at home. I read online just in July recently. 25-year-old woman, married woman, was on a work trip here in Des Moines. I think she lives in Omaha, which is another horrible like abduction, sex trafficking area. If you look at statistics online. But she lives in Omaha. She was here in Des Moines at some sort of conference close to Valley West Mall. So after a long day at a conference, one of those office buildings, I'm assuming, by Valley West Mall, she went to Target. It was and was looking in like the card section or whatever, and some random woman came up to her and was talking to her about her shoes and was like kind of grooming her. And that's another thing that they have tips out there, grooming to see if you're a good person to like kidnap, or like you're not from around here, you have no family with you, you're alone in the store, these kind of like weird things. Do you have money? Are you successful in any way?
Oh, sure. Just like asking all the questions to
Like obviously if you're a politician's daughter, you're not a good person to that he's a politician for like around that area in the community. You're not a good person to abduct. I mean, you're going to get more media coverage, more attention. But if you live 3 states away and you're only here for 4-day convention, then you're probably somebody more likely that, they're going to be more successful. Yeah. So she shared her story, but she did so as a Jane Doe because she doesn't want her name out there. But she said that this lady was asking her all these weird questions. She looked behind her. There's 2 men like an aisle away, just 2. Black men, it said in the blog, an aisle away. And then she, like, being attentive at this Target in Valley West Mall, she went up to the cashier and said something. The cashier already had training, which is awesome. So the cashier was acting like she had technical difficulties, and she called her manager over, and then she spoke with the manager, acting like it was just normal, that she was like her papers out or something. Yeah. You've worked at a cashier. You guys have both worked as cashiers. And the manager said, okay, well, and then they went into the security cameras, saw the guys. They were literally in a car behind her car. So it was straight up, they were grooming her to see if she was a good target. They ended up getting her like escort to her car, and the employees like waited and whatnot. Anyway, it ended up being a good story and good ending on a crazy story. But it can happen anywhere. The police were interviewed for this in this blog post, and the Des Moines police said that there's crime everywhere. There's not just crime in like a good part, a bad part, a good part of town, Because if you think about Valley West Mall, Valley area, what was that? Clive, Des Moines, Urbandale. Yeah. Yep. The Des Moines Metro.
There's a bunch of shitty apartments over there.
True.
That's just like, in my opinion, that's how you tell. It's just wherever there's shitty apartments, there's going to be more crime because they just walk because they don't have a car.
There's a lot of low end housing over there, or low income housing over there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we have been talking about abductions for quite some time, so let's jump into this funnier story, at least kind of funny in my eyes. Nick, I'll toss it to you. The Trump Walk of Fame star.
Yeah. So I just recently saw this story on Vice, and I didn't realize, I guess, it makes sense now, but that it has been
TV show
being...
Then?
Yeah,
nice.
Vice News. I didn't realize it had been being vandalized forever, but it makes sense. But anyway, so a guy recently, Austin Clay, took a pickaxe to Trump's Star of Fame.
Nice.
Yeah, destroyed it. Now, this happened actually 2 years ago. A guy named James Otis did the same exact thing. Now, Clay immediately called the police and turned himself in soon after destroying the star, because he knew he was probably going to get caught anyway. But then James Otis, the guy who did it 2 years ago, paid the $20,000 to bail him out of jail.
Why would it be $20,000?
It's destruction of property.
Yeah.
So it was probably $20,000 to bail him out, but bail bondsmen do it for 10%, so it's probably $2 million.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, so they work together, I guess, to do that. But yeah, Shaun was telling me earlier that, the thing's been being spray painted forever. I read something where like people always spread like dog poop on it, and just like a bunch of
dog poop,
funny random things. But then there was something else that was weird. I don't, I guess, get exactly why, but there's people that are dressing up as Russian soldiers and like guarding the star now.
Oh yeah.
People were saying they were just like trolling or something. Yeah. I don't know. I just thought that was weird. Yeah.
I did not know that was happening.
Yeah. We'll have to read into it. I couldn't really.
How much free time do you have?
Yeah, I know, right?
What are you gonna get? Like, what's the most thing that what's the thing that they're looking for? A Trump to tweet that thank you to the people regarding my Hall of Fame star.
Well, yeah, no, they're just looking for like they probably have one of their buddies recording it for YouTube or whatever else. Like, everyone's trying to get famous. So, I mean, almost guaranteed that's what's going on. Or just hoping enough people take videos of it that they get some sort of attention in some way. Right. Like, you know, but still funny.
Why does he have a Hall of Fame star, you know?
Well, he must have.
He was in Home Alone 2.
I was just thinking about his roles in movies. Where that was himself.
Basically an Oscar award-winning performance. If I'm being real, so no big deal.
I was actually gonna look it up because I have no idea why he has a star.
Well, he has a star because we watched a 4 or 5 part documentary on him on Netflix. I forget what it's called. I think it's just called Trump America or something. And it's actually really good. It explains like his entire upbringing, where his dad was a very successful businessman. He gave him that $1 million loan or $3 million, whatever. And then it goes into like his just need to be the center of attention wherever he was. He also, I learned in this documentary, he doesn't drink at all. Doesn't do any substance abuse at all. Which, I mean, for a businessman, that's actually pretty impressive. Because business and cocktail hour go hand in hand.
Yeah, I think it's like a smart... Like, if you're focused on career, like, you're a career-minded person, then drinking is just going to, like, make you sloppy in a bunch of ways, like, in more than one way. Like, especially if it's, like, regular, you know?
Yeah. But he was a media darling. Like, he was in the front and center of all of the tabloids, pretty much. He was like on the front page of
like as a
cover.
Kid,
as like just everyone loved talking about Trump, and he was building his casino for like what seemed like 15 years. I mean, it was more like 5-ish years, I think. But I mean, and that casino is like one of the most popular in the entire world. That pyramid one, what's it called?
Oh, sure. What the fuck is that called? I don't know.
I don't know. Taj Mahal.
Oh, yeah?
Taj Mahal. So, anyway, it was just really interesting. I mean, it gave me a little bit more empathy toward Trump in some way. And what I mean by that is just you understand, like, kind of more so, like, why he is the way he is. He's just, you've never got enough attention as a kid. His dad was the successful businessman that wasn't a great father, didn't listen to him, didn't whatever. So he just always wanted to be more successful, more important than his dad. And he obviously made it.
Yeah, I mean, fucking president, bro. Like, Trump won, I guess.
Yeah, no kidding. He's a winner. He's not a loser.
Up yours, Dad. I found it. So he got a star in 2007. And it was because he produced Miss Universe pageants, I guess.
Okay, and he also did have that really successful show called The Apprentice. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not hating. I there's probably people on there that don't deserve it near as much as even him, but
yeah,
it's a fine
little disdain for the dude. It's good.
Yeah, it's good to have a healthy disdain for that human being. So, guys, what else do we want to chat about? Nick, or wait, Trey, have we talked about your trip yet?
Oh no, dude.
Let's talk about it.
All right. Well, I just got back from a trip from the Boundary Waters, which is pretty much the Great Lakes between America and Canada, and we did like a 4-day backpacking trip. We put all of our food in backpacks and got a canoe and went out there, and the first day we paddled 12 miles to our campsite.
So you both were paddling?
Yeah.
Separate?
No, same thing. A canoe's like the longer one. The kayak's like the one person majigger. I wonder if there's a one person canoe. I don't know.
Maybe.
But we didn't see like a crazy amount of wildlife though, which was kind of disappointing for me.
That's what I would have been stoked for, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to see a moose really bad, but dude, one night we spent the night in Canada. Like, I think it was legally, but I don't know. We might not have been supposed to be there, but
that's hilarious.
Yeah, it was cool. Saw a couple bald eagles.
How did you spend the night in Canada then? You just went over a lake?
Yeah, we just like paddled across the lake and on the other side, Canada.
Wow.
That's awesome. Yeah. I didn't know you were that far up, I guess. I didn't realize where you were.
How long of a drive was it?
Like 6 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, I honestly did not know you could get to Canada that quick.
You can get quick, yeah.
That's pretty crazy to me, but yeah, it was pretty cool. Lots of quiet contemplation time. Like, the first night.
So what did you guys eat then? Did you guys have pre-made food ready for you?
Yeah, well, so Gail has a dehydrator, so like she dehydrated a lot of food. So we had the first night we had like spaghetti with meat sauce that she had like dehydrated the meat sauce. And
wow.
like yeah. It was good. I mean, and then I'm trying to think what else we ate, but just like shit on the fire, you know, stuff like that. But we couldn't bring anything that you had to refrigerate because we didn't have like a cooler or anything. But
you guys didn't kill and then skin a rabbit?
Dude, no.
Okay.
I do not have that
deep.
intimate of a relationship with my food.
Yeah.
That's great.
Sounds like fun. Sounds like a relaxing time. Gail then ended up staying, right? Or no, she came home with you and then she went straight to another...
Yeah, to like her camp, like from growing up. She did a summer camp thing that was like a wet, hot American summer style.
Right.
Interesting. I'm glad that you got some time out in the wilderness.
Yeah, did you, I mean, so I'm not like that huge of a, I guess, outdoorsman, but did you like it? Did you hate it? Were you excited to get back to reality?
The first night, or
did you
first
start
day,
going insane?
I was like so fucking angry. Like, I was like, we were paddling all day and I was hungry and I was like, why are we here? There's just the same tree replicated everywhere. And like after I got like a nap and got some food in me and like got a good night's sleep, the next day I was like, what am I doing? Like I can have either a great time out here or have a horrible time, you know? I mean, there's things that I don't like about the outdoors, like namely I hate bugs. Like they drive me absolutely fucking insane.
Yep.
But fortunately, like after the first day it cooled off a lot, so like the mosquitoes kind of like dissipated and stuff. But it was pretty sweet. We spent one night on like an island in the middle of the lake. And it was like a little teeny island. And it was really cool. Real cool.
So you guys did a lot of hiking?
Yeah.
That's pretty much all you did during the day.
So we would paddle and then to get between the lakes, there's these like portage trails. And Gail would just straight take the canoe and put it on her back and carry it. And then we would have to walk back, grab the bags, shit like that, and then walk everything across. So that was honestly probably the worst part of it is the portage trails.
And this was like secured land, right? Like that had like officers or whatever, like making sure everyone's okay and safe.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
Like, I think that it's like, I mean, maybe there's like rangers that do like kind of rangery type things, but I don't think they're actively looking for people that have like fucked themselves up. I think they kind of expect you to like be able to take care of yourself to some extent, you know?
Right. Did you take any, I think we talked about it, but did you take any precautions like that? Did you have any like GPS?
We had like a first aid kit, you know, like with
cool.
like Bactine and all of that shit, but like honestly nothing. I don't think it's that dangerous, dude. Like,
well, if you run into a bear,
but the bears are black bears. So they're not like grizzlies, so they're not like trying to eat you. Like they just say like if you see one to like make a bunch of noise and make yourself look big, and they'll usually like run off because they're like you're not worth the effort to them to eat. You know what I mean? Like they could get hurt, so they're just gonna go eat some other thing. You know, that's smaller and sicker.
Easier to eat,
Yeah, definitely.
Did you see anyone else while you were out there?
Yeah. I was actually amazed at how many people there were. The last day we didn't see anybody, but...
Oh my god, we had a random Brandon Paulsen just walk in. That was not something I expected. What up?
I saw cars and I'm like, okay. What's up?
Brandon Paulsen, Lemonhead extraordinaire.
What were you guys talking about?
We're talking about Trey's trip. He just went to the Boundary Waters.
Oh yeah, that's sweet. I want to hear about that. Do you mind?
No, go ahead and let me get you a chair.
No, I can stand.
Dude, this is like Clarissa Explains It All, where like, did you ever see that show?
Oh yeah, I love that show.
And the guy like puts the ladder up to the window and just crawls in. Brandon just pulled a Clarissa.
I totally did.
So you're on a bike ride or something right now, Brandon?
Yeah, Des Moines is doing...
You gotta talk into the mic.
Okay, Des Moines is doing Tour Des Moines Parks, where you visit 31 parks in the month of July, and if you can compete for $1,000.
Oh yeah.
Wait, so you're competing for $1,000 to give to a charity, or?
No, for Brandon Paulsen. I know I could use $1,000.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
today I'm on a 26-mile bike ride, and I'll get 9 stops in today.
Nice.
I have 4 left by the end of the day, hopefully.
You've already got 9 in?
No, I have 1 in. Waveland, which is kind of where we are, breaking the 4th wall, is stop number 2 of 9 for me today.
Oh,
Nice.
wow. You have to get 4 in Monday and Tuesday?
I'm going to try, if I feel up to it, I'm going to push them out today.
Oh,
Otherwise,
wow.
I'll do the other 4 tomorrow.
Nice.
But go back to Trey, I want to hear this.
Okay.
Well, we're just kind of wrapping up.
We're
on
wrapping
this,
up Trey's conversation on this trip with Gail in the Boundary Waters. But we were just talking about how you ran into a couple people.
Oh, yeah. Like the last day, we pretty much didn't see anybody at our campsite area, but then other than that, we were seeing people canoeing like the whole time. There's like a Boy Scout lodge like on the shore of the first lake we were at, so we were seeing Boy Scouts like going all over the place the whole time. So
That's awesome.
yeah, there was people there.
Yeah,
So I mean,
so-
if you got hurt, you would be like, "Oh, help, help, help!" And then somebody, like a Boy Scout, the best of people to help you, show up and
Because
like,
they're gonna earn a badge or something.
they'll
you
make
know.
you a splint or like
Don't scream, yell, and demand. Make
demand
demands.
the Boy Scouts to carry you home.
Top of the show, we talked about all the missing people and the human trafficking and
Yeah.
Mollie Tibbetts, pretty much getting all the media attention right now from Iowa City or University of Iowa student. So now we're gonna chat about what we have to I have to look forward to next week, Osheaga. So here is the lineup. I was just gonna chat with you guys, see what you guys thought I should catch, if there was any artists on here that I 100% need to hit up. So I'm going to Montreal on Tuesday for about a week, but the festival doesn't start until Friday, just to get some poutine. Actually, I don't really like poutine.
Yeah.
I have it
honest with you.
every once in a while just because it's like, yeah, I want it. And then once I have it, it's like, well, I can live without this.
Exactly.
It's like portable mashed potatoes and gravy, dude.
Yeah. I was reading some stuff and they were saying that poutine that you're used to in the US is nothing like the poutine in Montreal. Like it's actual gravy and not just like cheese sauce. And it's
I thought that. Yeah,
Is poutine French?
Oh yeah.
Then Montreal's the place to get it.
Yeah, for
for
sure.
sure.
well, yeah, isn't it always gravy? I've never had it with just cheese.
With, like cheese sauce and like.
I thought
whatever.
there's just cheese curds on it or whatever, like the big chunks of cheese. But
I guess.
I don't know.
I've never really had a
Looking forward to the poutine we can take.
Yeah.
I've only
We need
ever
to do-
had it like from a food truck when I've been drinking/drunk. So I'm just like, I don't know.
We need to do a poutine cast. I think that's
Oh my God.
that's the topic everyone wants to hear about.
No
Like,
kidding. So I'm gonna be going out there though, with 7-8 other people. Some people had to drop out, and then Montreal is known for their smoked meat, so I'm gonna get some of that. Montreal is. I'm kind of just flying by the seat of my pants and letting like Clem and Lydia and Madison like plan this out a little bit.
that's what I always do on the vacations with you guys, because we have some really good planners, and I'm a really good like coaster. So
Yeah. I'm actually more so of a planner, but I'm not really doing much on this one. So my Friday though is gonna be starting out at this music festival, going to see Sir Sly. Any Sir Sly fans up in here?
Yeah, man.
Okay, I got a couple. Then I was gonna go to Rainbow Kitten Surprise for a little bit, but Manchester Orchestra, pretty
man.
stoked on that.
That's crazy.
I've been trying to catch them for a while.
Yeah, I've seen them a couple times. They're one of my favorite bands. Sylvan Esso. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
right.
alternative stuff on here that's gonna get.
Sylvan Esso's great.
Okay, yeah, that gets like Alex B word going. He really likes alternative stuff. And Madison, and then I'm gonna skip Smoke Perp. Is anybody a big
yeah.
Smoke Perp
I don't
fan?
know what smoke perp is. Like,
Sounds dank,
smoke
I don't
perp,
know.
Yeah.
I got lucky on this though because I was really thinking that Yeah Yeahs and Odessa would play at the same time on Friday. So it goes Yeah Yeahs into Odessa.
Oh my God,
Yes.
that's gonna be sweet.
So excited. Super
crazy.
Those are my 2 most anticipated probably.
Well, who's closing out your Friday night?
Not Travis Scott, I'll tell you that much. I hate that son of a bitch. I listened to him. I tried listening to him. He has like a whole bunch of popular songs that are on the radio or been on the radio the last couple of years. I just really cannot get into him at all. So I'll be at James Blake with Madison probably.
Okay, cool.
Most of the crew's going to be at... I don't even know James Blake that well. I just know that he released an interview recently where he was talking about how he was pretty suicidal in the last year or so.
I feel like I saw that on Pitchfork. Pitchfork maybe did a story on that.
Yeah, exactly. And if listeners, you can't hear Brandon, it's because we don't have that fourth mic up and ready. But I kind
of ambushed them.
My Saturday though looks pretty tight. I mean, I wish somebody else was on the podcast was going there. But just want to see what you guys thought about a couple of these conflicts I have. So here at the bottom of Saturday night, I've got Anderson .Paak and Billie Eilish. I know Nick really likes Billie Eilish. She's like a 19-year-old singer from Europe?
Yeah, she started really blowing up in the last year or so.
Yeah, so you would go see Anderson .Paak though?
Just like pop music.
Cool.
I would definitely probably see Anderson over her though.
Yeah. What about Tyler and the Arctic Monkeys? I'm gonna be at Tyler.
Tyler, 130,000%. And it looks like the Arctic Monkeys go later, so you can just pop over there for the end of the set.
Yeah, exactly. Where is it? There's another one. Oh no, Rez is over here though.
I really want to catch Rez so bad.
Rez is playing a little bit. Is in between Arctic Monkeys, Tyler, and Rez. I mean, who are you gonna pick? I'm gonna go to Tyler for the whole Tyler. I know some of the crew's gonna go to Rez. I know Lydia probably will.
Have you seen Rez before, Shaun?
Yeah, I've seen Rez a couple times. I've seen Tyler a couple times too.
I've never seen Rez, so I was wondering.
Rez puts on an amazing show though.
Have you seen Rez too?
Yeah, we saw her with Bass Nectar.
Oh my god, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, she's awesome. So I know the crew's gonna split up for this for sure. And then on Sunday, let me see if I have anything else I wanted to bring up.
There is a lot of stuff going on. Oh, The Neighborhood.
Yeah, The Neighborhood's playing for sure. I mean, that was one of my most anticipated until I looked at the set list.
Yeah.
I kind of fell out with that. That band was so important to me when Sweater Weather came out, that EP came out, and now they're just like, eh.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I want to see Tash Sultana, The Neighborhood, then Tash Sultana. Jungle puts on an amazing show, like a 12-person band. James Bay. Post Malone and Franz Ferdinand. I have to go to Post Malone.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Post Malone on Friday.
Oh, dang.
Nice.
I'm going Lollapalooza.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So Lollapalooza and Osheaga here have a huge crossover. Yeah. There's a lot of artists playing both, including Tash. Tash is playing Hinterland, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to Hinterland on Saturday.
Oh, my gosh. When are you getting home from Chicago?
Dude, it's going to be a long one. Let's finish your story first.
Okay, so Franz Ferdinand, does anybody know about that?
Yes, I love Franz Ferdinand.
Take Me Out or whatever.
Yeah, I love that song.
Take Me Out, the song. I mean, that's all I know about him. I had an album, but none of the songs stood out to me besides Take Me Out, honestly. Yeah. But at the time that album came out, I was probably a sophomore in high school or maybe a junior in high school or something like that.
Yeah. Exactly. I love that song so much.
It was a good song.
Yeah. And then closing out, I wanted to see what Nick thought about this. Florence and the Machine and Brockhampton playing at the same time on Sunday.
That's hard.
I go to Florence and the Machine.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah.
Brockhampton's fine, but...
I don't know Brockhampton, but Florence and the Machine.
Yeah. So they're this rap collective, kind of almost like Odd Future in a way. They are a bunch of dudes that just got together and now they've had 4 albums.
Yeah. 5 or 6 now. They really just started up in the past couple years. They call themselves a boy band. They're kind of like a young Wu-Tang in a way. But there was some crazy stuff that happened with one of their lead, I guess, kind of the face of the band. He had some sexual assault allegations, which really sucks because
who doesn't?
Yeah, I know. But they kicked him out of the band, so it'd be interesting to see what they do.
He's at Lollapalooza on Friday, or the band is, I should say.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, he kicked himself out, right? He just left.
Something like that, yeah. I don't know the whole story.
It sounds like the future of music has a lot of celibacy in the future. It's I'm just not touching anyone except myself, baby.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm looking forward to it. I guess that was just a brief rundown of some of my favorite artists I have to see, and then also just want to see what Nick and everyone thought about some of those conflicts. So this is more so like Lollapalooza. There's no camping involved. We have a 11 room Airbnb that we're staying at.
Another hostel.
Yeah, well, it's 11 bedrooms. Everyone could literally have their own bedroom. That's crazy.
That'd be sweet.
Well, we had a few people drop out, so
okay.
my little sister's going. I'll be bringing podcasts to you. Well, not live at the music festival, but live in Montreal, or in Montreal, I guess, recording there on site in the field.
A live recording.
My brain is not working. I'm telling you, I got this like sinus situation going. But
Can I shout out something?
Sure.
Have you ever done a hotel festival before? Or only,
Riot Fest?
Oh yeah, that would be. I would count that.
Yeah, I mean, well, we didn't stay in a hotel. We stayed with friends.
Okay. Well, it's my favorite. You don't have to worry about shit, and you have regular bathrooms.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Pardon my.
You like it more than camping, huh?
I love it more than camping because
I personally like to camp.
You can go back to your hotel, do a costume change, freshen up, and then go back out, and you have real showers.
Yeah, I noticed that these kind of music festivals that don't have the camping, they always end before midnight. Like, all the music ends before midnight.
But Lollapalooza is known for their after parties. Does Osheaga?
Osheaga has a bunch of after parties. Not a lot of people that we're interested in going to see. It's a lot of, like, French artists that are, like, in town for this. On the other side, so if you look at the other side of the stage, or other side of these days, the schedules, it's tons of these, like, French artists, European artists that they have coming over.
Are you planning on checking any of them out?
Not many. So on Friday, a few.
Okay.
On I think Saturday there's a lot of EDM at the Apple Music stage.
Okay.
All the way AC Slater, Toki Monster, OK, A-Track, San Holo, Alan Walker, Into Res. So it's all EDM pretty much on Saturday. So I know Lydia and some other people are probably gonna be there for most of the day. Compared to, like I said, the two main stages, which are like a lot of alternative, I guess.
I would be curious what the after parties are like as compared to ones here in the States, because I imagine they're fairly similar, but
yeah,
it's always worth checking out.
Yeah, there's a lot of clubs out in Montreal that people are already excited to see. I know Clem has been sharing with a Google Doc already, like going back to what Trey was saying, Clem being the planner.
A Google Doc of nightclubs. That's like death for Brandon.
With like priority ratings. Like
how much will you be molested or roofied at this club?
Yeah. Oh my god. I can't find it right now, but there is a Google Doc out there that Clem shared, and yeah, I mean he has a lot he's looking forward to, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's cool for him because, like, half of everyone speaks French there. Or French. Yeah, wow, dude. I'm, like, catching whatever Shaun has. Like.
Uh-oh. Not good.
I think it's cool that Lollapalooza and other music festivals kind of intersect that way, because Hinterland Music Festival, which happens in Des Moines, Iowa, right outside of Des Moines, is more of a folksy type of music festival. And they always share bands and acts with Lollapalooza. For example, last year, oh my god, it was on my tongue. Alt-72, is that right?
Alt-72? What's that?
It was on my tongue by law.
Alt-J.
Huh? Alt-J, thank you.
Alt-J, yeah.
1972's and Alt-J.
Yeah.
Alt-J was at Hinterland on Friday, and then Lollapalooza on Saturday. So
okay.
I saw both sets, and the one here in Des Moines was by far 1,000,000 times better than Lollapalooza.
Interesting. One. You like Lolla. You've been to Lolla a bunch of times. Did you see The Weeknd there? You see Chance?
Chance the Rapper. And this year I'm seeing Bruno Mars, so I'll go Post Malone into Bruno. And then if I can stomach it and make it, I'll go to the Dylan Francis after party.
My gosh.
That'd be crazy.
There's a conflict because Dylan Francis is playing the same time as Bruno Mars. And the whole reason I'm going to Lollapalooza is to see Bruno Mars outside of an arena event in a music festival atmosphere.
Yeah, for sure. So this is the stuff that we have to look forward to. Poutine here. This is Clem's. What the fuck are we gonna do in Montreal? So this is my first time leaving the country. I didn't mention. I had to get my passport and everything this summer for that. So poutine, we got bagels. He likes his bagels and croissants. Croissants, French for bread thing.
I like how this whole doc is just food.
I know, I was thinking the same thing.
breakfast, brunch. We got a bunch of addresses, phone number even, 15 minutes away from the Airbnb. I mean, he's pretty organized up in this.
Yeah, no, he has like the distances and everything planned. This is actually a good itinerary.
Yeah.
I can't think of the word.
Itinerary, yeah, you're right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then places to see, other things. So there's this amazing park called the Fontaine Park or Parc La Fontaine. And you can rent boats or I think kayaks and stuff like that, or whatever. And it's really like world famous. It's on like the top 20 things you have to do in Montreal before you die. Oh, cool. And people like to just get a bottle of wine, do a picnic out there. So we'll probably do that.
Get some paddle boat action with your fiance.
Yeah, some paddle boat action. If that's what you do in a paddle boat.
You're going to try another bike tour?
Yeah, so in New Orleans when we went last October, Clint...
Because I just remembered the story of you getting lost.
Oh my god, yeah, I did get lost. But, and I had to walk my bike over a bunch of, like, gravel. But we did a bike tour, so that'd be really cool to do again. You just get the lay of the land, you get to see a bunch of stuff you would never have seen. They tell you, like, hey, this is why this statue's here, or hey, this is why this thing's here. And then there's a bunch of bars, of course, on here, museums, shopping. I mean, Clem's really done it up in this. I think Clem and Madison both worked on this. So shout out to them. You'll hear them on EZPZ Podcast in Montreal. What's up, Brandon?
One thing that I want to mention is whenever we go to vacations with Clem, I recall him talking about how he really likes to take advantage of the time there because he doesn't know when he's going to get back. So I totally see him actually the group or whoever is going with Clem and a follower, knocking quite a bit of this list off.
Oh yeah, I guarantee it. So lots to look forward to. I will, like I said, we'll be recording some podcasts out there. Me, Clem, my sister.
Trey, are you going to Hinterland with Gail?
No. Okay. It's not like I've done enough camping for like
noted.
I told her, I was like, I'm done camping for the rest of this year. She's like, you have to go camping with me in the fall.
And are you?
Yeah. Like, I mean, she's like, it's not the same. I'm like, you're right. This is like the luxury camping, you know, like where you like have a car like 5 minutes away and have like coolers the whole time.
Right. Yeah, well, I think we plan on doing one more thing out in like September, October. Right?
Yeah.
It's always fun to get out. Where were we last year?
It was the White Rock Conservatory. Yeah. That place is freaking awesome.
Gorgeous. Yeah, we didn't really get to see as many stars as I wanted.
The sky was cloudy. Weird, right? Yeah, it was cloudy. It poured that one day where we were all underneath that. What is it called? The tent kind of thing. Canopy. Yeah. And it was just pouring, and everyone's just screaming at nature.
Crazy.
I think part of the group is also going to Minneapolis to see Zed's Dead. Are you doing that, Nick?
When is that happening?
Friday.
Oh, jeez.
I know.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think we're going.
People are going out.
I know. Everyone's doing their own thing. I can't wait to see the individual Snapchats. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Hinterland's lineup is really, really legit. Like I said, Tash Sultana's on that lineup. So
is that on Friday? I'm missing all Friday.
Oh, yeah. I think she's playing on Friday. So I recommend everyone goes and checks her out. I'm definitely going to see her at Osheaga. So... with that being said, this has been episode 83 of EZPZ Podcast. Brandon Paulsen walked in out of nowhere. Thank you for joining us, Brandon.
Good surprise guest. That's never happened.
That's literally never happened. It could have happened a couple weeks ago if Nick wanted to come in halfway through the podcast because he had woken up a little bit late or whatever, right?
Sorry about that.
No, that's not.
I hope I didn't interrupt anything, fellas.
No, you're fine. We had
it's for fun, dude.
Good conversation. So you can find me at Shaun S. Johnson. You can find the EZPZ at TheEZPZ. Nick, where can they find you?
Instagram, bazooka_Nick.
Cool.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, if you want, DM him. His DMs are open for any commissions. Trey?
Right in there.
Twitch.tv/TotallyTrey and
Totally.Trey on Instagram, Totally_Trey on Twitter. We'll just keep doing that because it works, right?
Thanks for the shout outs.
It's legit.
Yeah, works out.
So you're streaming World of Warcraft right now, right?
And right now Fortnite, but the WoW expansion comes out like the 14th or whatever, and I'll probably put in like 10,000 hours on that, and then
my friend's doing that.
Yeah, and then I'll probably hit back Fortnite. But honestly, I'm so into Fortnite right now, and I'm getting good that I might like not even stream WoW. But it's up in the air. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
You're just enjoying the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying on Switch it's like easy mode, right?
Well, yeah, but I've just got good on PC now.
Okay.
Like Switch, I quit playing because they don't record your stats, and like part of like getting like really competitive with it is like your kill death ratio and your win percentage.
Why wouldn't
and
they
shit
record
that.
stats?
Because it's so fucking easy and you're playing against 6-year-olds. Like,
Yeah.
like no joke, like I would get like 11 kill wins all the time. Like one day I had 6 wins, like, and I'm not good at the game. Like,
Right. Crazy.
Interesting. Brandon, where can they find you?
Gold Bizzle, G0LD Bizzle, baby, all
I'm
day
gonna
long.
have to turn your mic up when you speak, I guess.
Sorry.
Cool.
It was totally random.
G0LD Bizzle all day long. Thank you for joining us. This has been EZPZ Podcast, and we're out.
Peace.